Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Lynn and welcome to my home, and I hope you enjoyed a few of those quick pictures of some fall decor going down in my house, and we are getting ready for a new season. I want to give you a quick life update. There's been lots happening. Yes, I know I've been missing for a bit, so I wanted to get you up to speed. So I actually had to write a few notes just to keep my mind focused. I'm having some trouble here. So let me give you a few, an outline of what we're going to go chat about. So some major life decisions, seasonal changes, behind the scenes, Vertigo, and EEGs. So you might be going, what is going on over there? Well, there's a lot of things happening. There's been some stuff happening over the last couple weeks, and which I can't go into. But for those of you that are prayer warriors, just pray for us. I could use the prayers. I'm actually definitely down in the dumps and trying to rise above it and, do all the things that I know that I know as a Christian I need to be doing, reading the right scripture and all the things. I know the drill. I know what I should be doing. Sometimes it's just life is difficult, and I'm just right there. Life is difficult. Going off, my sisters are decorating for the fall. Let me just clear those text messages. And we're all sharing pictures, so my phone might be buzzing there a little bit. So behind the scenes, there's some things happening. I probably will have some answers to that either the end of this week or next week, but it's just one of those things that like eats away at your spirit, and you just can't let it go. And I'm struggling, and I have totally, absolutely no control over it. It is what it is, but it's just affecting me in every way. On top of that, there's a lot of major life decisions prior to this thing that's happening that I can't go into. Sorry to sound so mysterious. Prior to that, a couple weeks ago, thought about some major life decisions, and I really felt God gave me a 2 to 5 year plan of where He wants me and our family and all of that. And we haven't shared those details even with our own family, other than my husband and myself, and a little bit to our youngest son, who still lives with us, but we haven't filled in anybody else, only because we're not sure what God is exactly leading us to do, but we're starting to feel more and more that this is the direction. Is it a bad thing? No, it's a good thing. It's just major life decision changes. Could it be relocating? Could it be a new job? Could it be a new state? Could it be, and who knows? Who knows? All of that is an option, but major life decisions there, so you can pray about that. Seasonal changes. What's happening? It is the fall. Well, not officially. It's still summer, but it's fall in our home. And you can see I have a quilt here. I have a few things out. I'm just looking around. I shared a couple pictures with you of a few things that we have. I have to get the rest of my fall decorations out. It's just not been on the radar. We've had so much going on. Some of the things that I want to do is I want to finish my fall decor. I want to change up some of the food things that I'm doing, and our schedule will be changing. My hours will be a little bit back to normal. Gavin's routine of extracurricular activities, as you would maybe say, he is no longer in school. He is special needs, so we have lots of fun groups that he's part of, some faith-based and some not faith-based. But with all of that happening, that'll get us in more of a routine schedule, and I do work better to that. So, and also Graham and I have talked about this, more so me. I'm sorry, my texts are going off like crazy here. I have to tell my sisters I'm filming here. So, Graham usually agrees with me on everything. That's just his personality. And unless it's something he's definitely about, then he'll speak up. So I like that in the sense that at least I know if he says something, that's what really means something to him. If he's like, yeah, that sounds good, then I know I'm okay, and I'm not like, I never want to not include him or not get his opinion. I tend to be, I make this choice, and it's like I want to do it. And I'm like, you have other people in the family you need to consider, especially your husband. So I always want to be respectful of that. So I think we have a good balance of me understanding when he doesn't like something or rather go a different route and so on and so forth. So that has been good. And some of the things that with the food and whatnot, I've actually been making lots and lots and lots of notes. From scratch journey, and that's what I'm calling it, my from scratch journey. I have been doing more and more things from home, cooking from home, and forcing myself to only cook from home. Now, we had Chick-fil-A last night. It was Gavin's birthday. Happy birthday to Gavin. And so because of that, he wanted Chick-fil-A, so we did that. We're getting together with my mom in a few days to celebrate Gavin's birthday with my mom. And so we probably will do some type of takeout. We have my side of the family, some people coming out in a couple of weeks. We're probably going to get pizza because they used to live in New Jersey. They no longer live in New Jersey. So if you've been to New Jersey, you know New Jersey pizza is different than anywhere else you come from or have had. And so any of our family that's from Jersey that's moved to out of state, when they come back, they're all like, can we get Jersey pizza? So we will be getting some New Jersey pizza. So there'll be special occasions. But boy, I'm telling you, I'm really trying to not only cook from home, but cook from scratch. So one of the things that's on the list this week is 2-ingredient biscuits. I've shared that recipe with you before. I'll probably maybe show you when I do it. I don't know. I don't know what videos are going to be up and coming. But I can freeze those, and they are fantastic. 2 ingredients, heavy cream and self-rising flour. You can cut them out. You can flash freeze them and have them in your freezer for when you need biscuits and gravy or biscuits anything. Or you run out of bread, you've got a biscuit, you can make a mini sandwich. So things like that. Also things that I'm prepping in my pantry are things like mixes, gravy mixes and pepper gravy mixes and cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, and cream of celery. So I will be doing a video on those and showing you those because I know that's something many of you have asked. I bought mushrooms to do the video. Got busy, yeah. And mushrooms don't last long and they got all slimy. I had to pitch them, unfortunately. So what I need to do is get the mushrooms and dehydrate them, grind them up in the food processor, and then dehydrate them again just to make sure they're really, really, really dehydrated. And then I can make my cream of mushroom soup. And I want to make homemade, from scratch, bouillon, chicken bouillon. I'm finding with all this from scratch cooking, my taste buds, and I know I'm getting older, so things bother me. Sugars bother me more, salt bothers me more, and things like that. And I've been using chicken bouillon more because I'm doing more from scratch cooking. But I'm telling you, the chicken bouillon that you buy is so full of salt. It is actually giving me a headache from the amount of salt that's in some of these things that I'm cooking. So I just thought to myself, I got to do some research, did some research, and decided, you know what, I'm going to make my own chicken bouillon with no salt. I've been coming up with a new schedule of that, which I'm going to be sharing a lot more of that with you. I've been doing some canning. I made a vegetable broth, a vegetable-based soup. It's a vegetable broth with celery, fresh corn, carrots, and onions. I'm trying to, hopefully this week, can caramelized onions. I have a lot of onions, and the caramelized onions just got me. Like when I heard that, canning that, I thought that might be an option. So I'm working on that. I want to can some carrots. I'm hopefully going to get those done tonight. Trying to get caught up on wash. Just the whole downstairs needed a good scrub and a good clean. We've been working on that in the last 2 weeks. My schedule's crazy. We start something and I have to stop. So there you have it. So we're working on that. The nights are getting cooler and the mornings are cooler here in our area in New Jersey. So I need to get out and work on the yard. Not winterize it where everything's put away, but get rid of any, I always say that the stuff that, you know, the tchotchkes you have, decorations outside that were for a season. I'm really getting to the point where I'm starting to throw things out, donate things, get rid of things. I want it super simple outside. Graham can no longer do a lot outside physically, physical labor. So if he can't do it, I don't have the time to do it. Gavin is limited on what he can do. So take a different route. Keep it simple where you don't have to worry about it. And for the simplicity that you have, you can enjoy. I have so much to talk to you about. I hope you have coffee. I'm going to try and end this in moments, but I've needed to talk. I've needed to talk to somebody, and I talk to my friends here. So there are a lot of things that, well, I'll tell you at the end why I've had so much time on my hands, but I've had some time on my hands where I've been basically banned to the couch or the bed. So in that, I've had to either listen to podcasts, listen to YouTubes, watch YouTubes the best I could. And in that, I've just had some good, found some good wise YouTube, good wise podcasts. One was making my house more of a home for this new season. I had done that in the beginning of the summer, and I feel like we got away from it. So, I got to up that again, and just making the house feel warm and cozy with a candle or a blanket or those home-cooked foods, or making snickerdoodle cookies or homemade biscuits or whatever. Even canning. When my husband and son come in the kitchen and they see the canner going, they know that I'm canning foods that I can make some good, delicious food for meals for us. Things like that. What else do I have here? Looking up some other recipes, just doing some freezer prep meals, things that I want to change up in that area. Lots and lots and lots to talk to you about. I am so grateful, and you're going to laugh, some of you, and some of you are going to agree, for this store. There is one, it's probably half a mile from my house. I could walk to it if I had to. I'm so grateful for this store. It has become my new best friend. When I can't get to the regular grocery store, like today, and I couldn't emotionally handle going to a big box store or a big grocery store, I could not physically handle walking through a big store. This store, and one similar to that, is about all I can handle, and it was so good to go in and get a loaf of bread. Bread from scratch is coming. And what else did I get? Oh, they had the coffee on sale that my husband likes. And I needed creamer for my coffee. I don't know. I just needed a few bits and pieces. And I was able to go into a little store where it didn't take much, and I could go in and out in 5 minutes. And there's another one that's about 2 miles away from me that has fresh produce. A good variety, fruits and vegetables, and it is fresh. I mean, it's not old. Like, I get my potatoes there, and I'm very pleased with it. And they have strawberries and melon and bags of salad and lemons and cantaloupe, and they have all kinds of stuff. So other than getting fresh meat, they have the rolls of ground beef. As a matter of fact, somewhere in here I saw it, $5. Here you go, $5 for ground beef, or rolls of ground beef. Now, is it the best? Probably not, but when you're in a pinch or you just can't do it, that's where you can go. Okay, so I'm going to close with 2 other things that have been happening. So, Graham, as you know, has epilepsy. In case you're new to my channel, my husband has epilepsy, and my youngest son has autism, along with that is included in 5 other diagnoses that he has. He was our adopted son and came with a special package of special needs. So every day we work through both of those, and our oldest kids are out and about. But Graham, just going through, seizures, and all the doctors think they have all the answers. At his age, it's at a point where, we don't think there's going to be much change, but you still do what you need to do. So last night was Gavin's birthday. We went and did that. We came home, and I could just tell my husband wasn't right. He had a seizure and then had some residuals after the seizure. Woke up this morning, and there was more residuals this morning, and then it turned into a seizure. The good thing is he had to go for an EEG, just a normal scheduled EEG. So we're hoping that maybe because of all these things happening, that maybe it'll show something up on the EEG. Usually when he goes, it shows nothing. But they did strobe lights, they flipped the lights on and off, they have you breathe all these weird ways, they have weird sounds. They basically traumatize you when you go for these EEGs to force things to happen. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll have answers, but that's one thing. The other thing is, for me, I have been going through a lot of stress over a variety of things that have been happening, not just home, but outside of home. And because of that, I have broken out in stress hives, and I have been covered on my legs, my ankles, my elbows, my back, literally covered, just to the point of insanity of itching. That is somewhat subsided, and there's still a little bit, not as bad. And then Saturday, I went to get up for, it started Friday night. I noticed I kept sort of tripping over my feet, I guess you'd say, or I don't know, just things that you don't normally do. And then Saturday, I went to get up for work, and I went to get out of bed, and I have never in my life felt the amount of dizziness that I felt. So I thrust myself back on the bed, and I held onto my sheets just so I could close my eyes and feel like even though everything was spinning, that I could hold onto something. So laid there for quite a while, debated about calling my husband to help me. I didn't know what to do. I finally made it into the bathroom, made it through the shower, and I knew I had no one to cover me for work. And we had a big conference. It was one of those things, yes, I was raised, you show up no matter what. So I don't know how I even managed myself to get there, but I did. And I was 2 minutes late walking in, and my boss was looking at the schedule to see who was supposed to open. And I came walking in the door. I said, it's me. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm not feeling good. And he took one look at me, and he said, are you okay? And I said, no, I'm not. And I made it to my desk, or I made it to a desk. I sat down. I had to hand somebody the keys to go unlock the doors. He went in his back office, and he came back out. Maybe 10 minutes. I don't even think it was that. And he said, I've texted a few people. I'm sending you home, and I'm going to cover the desk. And now I have, there's a chain of command where I work. He is one of the big shot bosses, let's just say. He is not somebody that's directly over me. That this is not what he does, covering the desk and conference questions and phones. And that is not, he's way above that. But he said, you look terrible. You need to go home. So he texted those above me and around me and just said that he sent me home. And he told somebody at work that I think she looked kind of green. Needless to say, I came home. I was home, probably wasn't even at work 20 minutes. Got home. And that day was terrible. I was beyond lightheaded and woozy. We are pretty sure that it is vertigo. It has been 4 days now. I think the stress of the hives and the stress of things that I've been contemplating and struggling through, and then having this happen to me, has just done a number on me emotionally. That's why I mentioned I'm very down. That's why I'm going to Dollar General, because I don't have the bandwidth to even go to a regular grocery store. I'm fine. We have plenty in the house. I don't need, but you just need a few things. Cream, coffee creamer, a loaf of bread, that kind of thing. I was going to make homemade bread. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't stand for a long length of time. Today was better. I did fine. I got up. I actually drove in traffic, which I was very concerned about. Got Graham to his EEG, got home. I was like, wow, I did this. And then I went to Dollar General. And I thought, oh, let me look at their fall decor, so you go up and down the aisles. By the time I got to the one aisle to get some dish soap, I almost practically fell back into the dish soap, straightened up when I knocked over. I had to stand there for a moment, lean on the cart, catch my breath, get myself together, and I just had to check out. That little bit of walking around just pretty much did me in. So came home, and I don't know if it was that and just getting out and about after being on the couch for 4 days, if it exhausted me. But I told my husband, I made lunch, and then I said I couldn't keep my eyes open. So I laid down for like an hour. and slept, and then maybe laid for another hour and just rested. Then I got up, rested some more in a different spot of the house, made some dinner, and now I'm recording. So just to bring you guys up to speed, what's happening. This is not the most uplifting video, and I apologize, but it's real life. And I am sure you all have a real life and stories that you could tell of your own troubles that you're having. So I thought I would share with you what's going on, what's happening. I have a lot of new subscribers. Oh my word. My subscriber count has been growing faithfully every day I go, and I find I have a couple more. So I so appreciate all of you that have come on board, and I hope you continue to stick around. I do plan on doing a lot more from scratch journeys, mixes, things to have on your shelf. We're a small family, so I don't go to Costco's and buy bulk stuff. I do buy some. I shouldn't say that. But we don't buy we're not buying for a large family. So if you have a smaller family, and maybe you have a large family and you're just curious how small families work, because I'm a small family and I like to watch large families. But we're a small family, so I'm going to be doing smaller jars of things that for a family of one, a family of 2 or 3, maybe 4, even 5. Things that you could have on your pantry shelf that aren't going to go bad because you're not going to use them up. I hear my mom say all the time, I'm just one person. I don't need a lot of this stuff. So I want to do some talking on that, because even for Graham and I, Gavin is with us, but Gavin does a lot of his own things. So a lot of times it's just Graham and I eating. So, I'm going to do some small family style pantry prep. And I'm going to take you through a tour of my pantry. And I'm going to be telling you some of the things I'm changing. And I'm going to take you on my from scratch journey. And we're going to be doing some cleaning. And we're going to be doing some organizing. And I'm still decluttering. I'm pretty much getting rid of, I'd say, about 90% of my crafts. And there's a story behind that. And I'm getting rid of most of that. So I'll be showing you things like that. I'm dismantling my photo albums. I'm staring at them. They're over here. And all kinds of stuff is happening. So, you know what? This is my real life. Welcome to my home. And if you want to stick around and see some of the things I'm working on, I'd love to have you join me. And I hope you all have a great day. And I'll thank you in advance for those of you who will be praying for me. I promise to keep you up to date. All right, thanks so much, and you all have a great day.